Kick the truth to the young black youth. Proof. Kick the truth to the young black youth. Proof. Kick the truth to the young black youth. Proof.
How's everybody doing? It's your boy Sion 919. This is the Proof in the Pudding podcast show, and I'm excited about today's show because we got a very dope artist in the building. She's representing the UK. She's a rapper, songwriter, entrepreneur, and more. Yo, without any further ado, she goes by the name of Genny. Some may know her by Genny from the block. So, yo, let's welcome her to the stage. How you feeling today?
Hi.
What's going on?
The sound's a bit messed up. It sounds like chipmunky.
Okay. We're going to try and work through it. Can you hear me good now?
I can't understand one word.
You can't understand one word? All right. Okay. So we're going to try and keep it going. What we're going to do is we're going to start the show with a video. And then I'm going to have you go out and come back in. Again, This is the Proof. We got Genny from the UK. All right. We're going to jump out and we're going to jump back in. Here we go. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Let's get it.
It's real out here, you know. It's good and it's bad thing. It ain't no joke. What side are you on, innit? Who you repping? Different type of wave, different type of dialect, different type of faith, different type of mindset. Take it to the grave, bring it to your direct. Who you repping, babe? Show me where the fire's set. Save a soul, make my music sound like church. Saving souls, letting people know their worth. Bring it home, heal the planet, cleanse the earth. Make it known, I've been God since my birth. God's kid, yes I know who Judas is. These judges keep on trying me, but they can't have me, God forbid. Confronted by these demons every day, but I'm not having it. Protected by my guardian angel and he is heaven sent. Heaven sent, heaven sent, heaven sent, heaven sent, heaven sent, heaven sent.
What's going on, everybody? It's the Proof in the Pudding podcast show. Today, yo, we're doing a very special show. We got an artist from the UK in the building. Yo, not only is she an artist, she's representing God. Yo, she's a lyricist. Yo, so without any further ado, let's bring her to the stage. Yo, she goes by the name of Genny. Let's welcome her, y'all. How you feeling?
Hi, everybody.
Hi, can you hear me better now?
Yes, that's much better now.
Okay, cool. So, yo, we're excited to have you up here, right? For the people that may not know, let's let them know a little bit about yourself.
Okay, I'm Genny, known as Genny from the block. I'm from Birmingham, UK. I'm a rapper, entrepreneur. I'm a mother. I'm an artist. I'm a digital designer. I'm a jack of all trades, really. I'm very spiritual. I believe in God. I'm a business owner. This is my own independent record label. I started last year.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not about signing contracts. We're about pushing God, and we believe that music is a weapon. So we're trying to use it to save souls.
Right.
For God. So yeah.
That's a powerful. That's a powerful thing right there. So when we talk about music, right? How did you first fall in love with music? Let's talk about some of your first early experiences. Like, how did
Yeah.
you first get into music?
So my dad is a famous reggae artist. His name's Pat O'Banton.
Right.
He done a song with UB40, Could Baby Come Back.
Wow.
Um, he is my biggest inspiration. He's still touring now. He's a minister in his music.
Right.
But as a child, I used to watch him in the studio and watch him rehearsing and everything, and it was just it had me in awe. And I
Right.
always wanted to be in his shoes when I was older. But growing up, and I was working on an album at 16.
Right.
I started finding out about the music industry and watching him after he signed his contract and what he went through. I didn't want to go down that road anymore.
Right.
So I got a bit scared and I backed off from the music industry because it's a very scary thing when you get into it. If you're not knowledged, if you haven't got the knowledge on the industry, it can become very scary. So yeah.
Right. That's true right there. You just said a powerful thing. The industry, contracts and stuff like that. A lot of times as artists, we think, okay, we're going to make music. It's just making music, but it's a lot more. It's probably 10% music, 90% business. So let's talk about some of the things you've seen that made you say, hold on. Like, yo, I don't know if this is really what I want, because a lot of times we have this perception. We're going to sign a contract. We're going to become famous and everything is just going to be all good. But we know that that's not always the case. So let's talk about some of your experiences and the things that you've seen.
Okay, so growing up as a child, my dad, his song was at number one for 6 weeks.
Right.
He signed a contract which was void in many cases, if you can say that. He still doesn't get no royalties for the song.
Wow.
He started seeing demons also, which a lot of people didn't understand, so they struck him off as mentally ill.
Right.
Yeah, it's very deep. It's very, very deep what I've seen and what I've noticed, even in the music itself, in the industry.
Right.
You see a lot of crying out within the music. If you listen to the lyrics that they're saying, like one of the most blatant ones for me is Rihanna. What's the song? It's Rihanna. Oh gosh, I can't believe I can't remember. It's just gone out of my head. One of Rihanna's tunes, Disturbia.
Disturbia.
Disturbia. She's crying out in that tune, and it's scary to know that once you get that big, you can't be around your family and friends how you think you can be around them. You can't do the things that you want to do. You can't just get up and go. You're a puppet now. You're a slave to the system. Do you know what I mean?
I definitely understand right there. And a lot of people, they don't know. The industry is very demonic and stuff like that. So when you talk about seeing demons and seeing spirits, a lot of evil in the music again. So, all right, with the song, like you said, Rihanna Disturbia, a lot of times you said there's a lot of things that we don't know the artists are going through. They're trying to tell you in the music. But with contracts, they can't just come out and say, hey, I made a mistake, or this is not what it's all cracked up to be. So how do you think that and that influenced you, and like knowing the knowledge that you learned? What happened next?
Okay, so um, seeing what my dad went through and experiencing the music industry as a child and as a teenager and then as an adult, I started to get a calling.
Right.
I started to see the demonic messages and symbols and stuff in within the music. I saw the harm that it was doing to the planet and the people, and I started to get a calling like it's my time to start rapping again. But I needed to research the industry. I needed to research the devil. I needed to research the influence that he's got on music and the
Right.
symbolism and all of that stuff. So once I was clued up enough, I was ready to get into the industry again, because nothing's going to influence me to sign any contracts. Nothing's going to persuade me to sign any contracts. Nothing's worth it. Nothing's worth my soul. Nothing's worth my eternal life. I'm waking up after I die and I'm living on forever. That's what I know. So I'm not gonna sell that opportunity to a demon. It don't make no sense. And I'm not gonna influence anyone through my music or through my mouth to do evil or to commit sin at all. That's not my path. So I'm ready now. I'm fully equipped and I'm ready.
Wow. And that's the thing right there. Music is definitely powerful and has influence over people. So how important is your message and how important is it for you to break that cycle?
My message is very, very, very important because people don't realize that we've been programmed since children. We don't realize that we've been believed to believe that what is really truth is lies. We've been persuaded to believe in man-made religions. I'm not putting down religions if because it brings you closer to God, but we can see the male egotistical twist to every religion that's out there on this planet.
Right.
And once you can see this, you can see the bigger picture. You realize that there's truth in every single religion and all the truths are similar. So you start to pick the sense out of nonsense. Do you know what I mean? And then no one can fool you after that. No one can come and talk any nonsense to you. You're on top of your game. I know about God. I know my maker. I've found him. He's within me. He's within every single person. So I treat everyone like I want to be treated.
Right.
And I treat everybody like God is within them. Because when it comes to Judgment Day, I ain't getting looked at like, why did you make this person feel this way? For what reason? And I ain't got a justifiable reason for it. Or why did you bring so many thousands of people into sin? Or bring so many girls into committing sexual adultery or lust or things like that? And that's how powerful music really is.
Right.
It has the influence to control your mindset and to make you do things you wouldn't normally do. It's like you're keeping up an appearance kind of thing.
Right. And that's the thing. It's trying to keep up this influence and you're trying to you're compromising actually for the fame and the money and stuff like that. So I hear you talking about God and spirituality and like, yo, it's like spiritual warfare. So let me ask, right? What happened in your life to the point where it was like, you know what, God, I get it. Because sometimes it's like, yo, we're not always just born like, you know, this is the way. So how did you find your path and how did you get so strong in your faith?
Okay, so my dad was on a spiritual journey from when I was very young, so I was a part of that. He studied every religion. He went to every like different countries to speak to spiritual leaders, and no one could give him the answers that he wanted. So one day his friend phoned him and said that he found a book, and this was when I was about 4 or 5.
Okay.
And this book is called the Urantia book. On the internet, if you type in the Book of Truth,
right,
you'll find this book. So this answered every single question that my dad ever had about anything, about religion, about the planet, about anything. And he used to educate us because I've got 12 siblings.
Wow.
So on the weekend, the house was full and my dad had his hands full. My mum had her hands full a lot of the time as my dad was away on tour. So he used to teach us a lot about religion and about how spirituality is much more powerful than being involved in a group. So I never was one of the people to be involved in like I was never the sheep. I was always one to shepherd, if you get what I'm saying, because I knew from a very early age who God was and where he was and how to find him and how to talk to him and how to treat people. I knew this from a very, very early age. So all it was within the years of my growth was just developing and learning more and educating myself in this book, basically.
Right. And that's powerful right there. So let's talk about that personal relationship. Like you're saying, knowing him for yourself, having a relationship, being able to talk to him. How important was that for you? Because we all go through trials, we all go through tests. So how did you stay focused and how important was that personal relationship for you in your process?
Okay, so I've got I have got a very bad temper. I'm a Taurus. Right. So when I see red, I see red.
Right.
So I used to think I had anger issues, but it was just a case of me learning to balance my vibration, right? And to be aware of what I'm listening to, what I'm seeing, who I'm putting myself around. That's got a very big effect on the way that I operate.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So
Definitely.
for me, meditation and prayer was my escape. Well, is my escape. To sit in silence and to be with God, knowingly sitting in silence, to be in His presence. That's one of the biggest things of my day and night, what I try to do every single day. Once I balance my vibration, nothing can bother me really. It's like after that point, I'm being tested. Things will come as tests, and I'll just smile and laugh at them. But lately, I'm being able to overcome it. But over the years, I've been like, I would slip off. Certain things would make me get mad, or I'll be in my feelings for the rest of the day. But lately, it's no longer than 5-10 minutes. I'm in my mood, and then I'm back up out of it, getting on with my day, because I'm realizing it's just a test, and how I feel and how I perceive that situation is gonna make it into what it is.
Right. That's powerful right there. And that's the thing. Going through a test sometimes, right? You said a powerful thing. We may not know it's a test. Sometimes we may feel like, yo, you know, it's like we get caught up in our feelings. We get caught in our flesh, and we're not in the spirit. So how do you recognize the test? And thinking back over your life at some of the tests where you might have not always passed the test, what's some
Yeah.
things that you know now that you wish you would have knew in those moments?
Okay, our bodies are so powerful. Our bodies are like radio transmitters. Yeah. So let's think
Yes.
of our body as a radio. So I've noticed that there's a dial. We have a dial, which is our vibration.
Right.
And when we're in a good mood, our dial's up here. When we're in a bad mood, our dial's down here.
Right.
Basically, that is my indicator into how I'm dealing with situations and how to deal with situations, and whether to avoid it, whether to approach it, whether to back away. It's all within the dial.
Right.
Because I'm not trying to get past here. I'm not trying to go below this point.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you can feel that within your chest, in your heart. It's your feelings, it's your emotions, how you can sense these kind of things. Like sadness, upset, anger. These are the things that are underneath here.
Right.
Calmness, stillness. These things are here. Excitement, happiness, joy. These things are up here.
Right.
So in the mornings and in the night, I'm trying to be here. I'm trying to be still. So I'll go into my meditation and I'll try and be with God. And then I'll try and balance my whole day. So I don't try and get overexcited for things that happen.
Right.
I will feel the joy, but I won't get overexcited in my feelings, because that can lead to upset.
Wow.
What I'm noticing now. So if I
Right.
stay here, nothing can upset me. Nothing can alarm me. Nothing. I'm just here. I'm still. This is what the Chinese and Japanese practice, what they call qi.
See. Right. Correct.
Yeah, so this is what I'm practicing. I'm realizing that everything's a part of a big picture.
Right.
It's amazing.
Okay. So let me ask, for the people that may be watching, right? Maybe trying to do the right thing. They're trying to go closer to God. And it seems like when you try to do right, the devil starts sending attacks. The enemy starts sending stuff to distract you, to get you off focus and things like that.
100%, 100%.
Right. What advice would you give that person who may be just starting out? They're trying to do the right thing. They're under attack. What would you tell them?
I will tell you to do not forget that God is closer than your breath. He's closer than your breath. So stillness is your biggest escape from this matrix that we're in. The only way to escape this matrix and to clear your mind of any thoughts and negativity is to silence it. At first it's hard because thoughts will start coming, but that's a natural thing. So don't worry about that. It takes practice, it takes time. So what I would suggest is that you do guided meditation. They do them on YouTube. So you will just sit there, you listen to sounds, and it will keep you leveled, it will keep you here. And once you master that, you just want to sit in silence then. You wouldn't want the sounds anymore. And then you'll just know when to walk away from situations. Everything just becomes clearer. good things start to happen to you as well. Like you just start attracting goodness.
Right.
And the right people start coming into your life. You're attracting people that are on your vibration. You're not around the low vibrating people anymore. You're with people that are here or up here. You're not messing with people that are down here. It's like they don't exist. They just disappear out of your life. It's nuts. But it's real.
Right. Okay. And that's definitely real right there. So let's talk about the importance, right, of guiding your eye gate, guiding your ear gates, guarding your ear gates. Because, like, again, these things is like it gets into your spirit. Being around the wrong people, negative energy, being around the negative Nancy's. They never have a good day. It's just always a bad day. They're always complaining.
Yeah.
How important is that? And does, like, for the people that may not know, like how important is that? Like when you're trying to do right and you're around the wrong energy, around the wrong type of vibe, frequency people.
It's so important. So important. What we call these people in the spiritual tongue is spiritual vampires. These are people who can sense your energy, who feed off your energy. They will phone you just to tell you what bad's happened in their day, and if not what bad's happened in their day, what bad's happened in someone else's day, to keep you on that below here. That's all keeping you below here. As much as you think that you're here, you're not, because in the back of your mind, you're still taking on people's negative energy. Right. When you're around people and you're trying to do better, but they're out and they want to go and party or they want to drink, and you know what I mean? All of these things are going to bring you back down. You have to know when to walk away from people, even though it may upset the person, or you may think it may upset you. It won't. It will be the better of you. It will be the betterment of you and your soul. It will be your upliftment. You won't realize, but it will feel like a weight's been lifted off your shoulders. Right. It's so weird, but it's real.
Definitely real.
And it's very, very important to watch who you're around. Watch what you're listening to and what you're watching. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Very, very important. It's as important as what you put in your mouth to eat, is what you're listening to and what you're watching.
And that's the thing right there. It's like people don't think about it. Like, oh, I like this type of music, but they don't know it has an effect on your mood. It has an effect on how you're thinking. So it's like if you're listening to a bunch of negative music, trap music or whatever, you're turning up crunk, they shoot 'em up, bang, bang type of stuff. You can't find peace in your spirit. Let's make the correlation. Let's make the connection on, like you said, the things that you're taking in, whether listening to it, whether watching.
Yeah.
The importance of keeping that path like righteous.
Yeah.
Versus taking in this negativity. Let's talk about that real quick.
There's certain music that I would not listen to. As soon as I hear it, I'm turning it off. Right. It's not for my ears. There's certain, like the news, I don't watch the news. Right. It's full of negativity. There's nothing for me on the news. There's nothing I can do to help anyone on the news, so why am I watching it? Right. You know what I mean? When it comes to the music though, and the way that these rappers, what they're talking about, and the slackness, and it's horrible. And then I watched a video of American church, and there's a priest in there, and he's exercising young kids because they're taking on demons with these albums that they're buying. Right. So they're not just buying the album, they're buying the demon, and they're taking on demons. People don't realize that they've got demons on them. Right. They're holding on to demons, and this is probably why they're anti-God or they're anti-this, they're anti-that. They don't realize they need to be saved. They probably want to be saved, but they've got that feeling in them, that fear. Why are you scared to go to God? Right. Why is that a fear? It shouldn't be. There's something obviously holding you back. Right. So there's a lot of people that need to be saved, and if I can save them through my music, through my words, if that's powerful enough, then I would. That's why I'm doing this, what I'm doing now.
Yeah, that's dope right there. And I want to touch one thing before we get into the music right quick. You said a powerful thing when we talk about demons and like transferring of energy and spirits. It's like, okay, a lot of times people don't know behind the scenes, they're taking this music to like witch doctors and stuff like that to, put these demons on it to where it becomes popular, becomes the number one song. there's a lot of demonic rituals that go on behind the scenes. You're watching the videos, a lot of symbolism, a lot of things that people just thinking, okay, it's all done for a reason. So let's talk about that, the control. Let's talk about the embedded message in music, and let people know, like when we talk about demonic and spiritual warfare, like some people may think demons aren't real. Let's touch on that real quick.
Okay, so this book, what I've been studying for most of my life, was written by angels. So I know about Satan, I know about Lucifer, I know about Caligastia, who is known as the devil. And people don't know there's 3 different entities.
Wow.
And these 3 ruled together and persuaded a lot of angels to join forces with them. And they was jumping in and out of bodies, doing demonic possessions and stuff like that. But what a lot of people don't know as well, that Satan was the prince of music.
Yes.
So if there is anyone that can influence and have the most suave way of going about it, it would be him. And to know the certain hertz and frequencies that can touch a person's ear and make them feel a certain type of way, it would have to be him. Do you know what I mean? So he has got a big influence, and for people to not see it, it's just, I think it's very naive, to be honest.
Right.
It's very naive because it's your own downfall at the end of the day. Right. You're feeding into something that is basically killing your soul.
Yes.
It is murdering your soul. There's no way of coming out of what they're trying to do to you. And like we say, the end games are coming very close. Very, very, very close. Yeah. This is why all of this COVID-19 stuff's going on, and they're trying to inject people all over here and there. This is the mark of the beast. So one way is through the media, and another way is through the music, and then another way now is through the medicine. It's horrible if you ain't got a strong mind, and if you're not willing to educate yourself, then you're just going to fall victim to what is basically their world they've took over.
Right.
They've taken over.
Oh, that's real.
But it's our time now to stand up and to put God's name back on this planet and to wake people up. People are waking up all over the planet. They just don't realize what they need to hear. They don't realize what their soul's quenching for.
Right. That's very true right there. And then again, we're talking about the music and the negativity that comes behind certain messages and stuff like that, certain genres of music. I want to throw to a video because you did something really interesting, right? In this video right here, but I want to talk about the concept. I want to play the video first because it's drill and trap, right? Drill is very popular right now.
Yeah.
But sometimes, the energy is like, it makes you feel good. But a lot of times there's a lot of violence, a lot of negativity. But I like what you did with this song right here. It's called Game. So we're going to play the video, and then we're going to talk about the whole concept and how did you come up with that after. So again, I'll let you introduce it as we throw to it.
Okay. Sorry.
You good.
Gang. I hope you like it. Thank you, guys.
All right, here we go.
We jobless, no man can catch. You know one thing people need to realize, is that life's too short. Talent, that anyone can be bad out here, innit? You get me? Yeah? Who said good can't get gang? Huh? Who said good can't get gang? Huh? Who said gang can't get good? What? Who said gang can't get good? Huh? Shut up. Poor man are on this eye for an eye thing, but I'm turning trade. No weapon formed against me will prosper. My protection's paid. I'm still on the team with the goodies. G'd up hoodie. Gang ting while West Midlands. We could get woody. We could buzz your light, yeah, mate. Let's not get funny. Keep our bees neat tight like wax. No tractor or honey. Wouldn't wanna put that whack to her back. Belly or bubbly. Who said good can't get gang blood? Please don't push me. Who said good can't get gang, still hood? Product of man. Who said gang can't get good? I could, anyone can. This thing ain't about where you reppin' on roll, no matter what part. Question is, have you got motive, mighty? Have you got heart? Staying on the team with the good girls, good guys. GG gang. I'm putting my town on the map. While West Midland, Always trust in God and put my faith in Jesus Christ. I have no religion, but to God your will I'll give my life. Never mess around with the dark arts, ask them what's that passion of Christ. Who Jah bless, no man can curse, no man can take my life. I'm blessed, I'm forever blessed, cause I know God's got my soul, I will never stress. That's why when I touch the road, no contest, I'm the best. Who said good can't get gang? Who said good can't get gang? What? Shut up. Who said gang can't get good? Who said gang can't get good? Who said gang can't get good? Shut up. Man, yeah. Come on. Tell him again though. One more time. Pure man are on this eye for a lighting, but I'm turning cheap. No weapon formed against me will prosper. My protection's paid. Still on the team with the goodies. G-Duck hoodie. Gang ting, Wild West Midlands. Who could get woody? We could buzz your light, yeah, mate. Let's not get funny. Keep our business tight like wax. No trap for honey. Wouldn't wanna put that whack to her back. Belly or bubbly. Who said good can't get gang blood? Please don't push me. Who said good can't get gang, still hood? Product of man. Who said gang can't get good? I could, anyone can. This thing ain't about where you reppin' on road, no matter what part. Question is, have you got motive, my G? Have you got heart? Staying on the team with the good girls, good guys. GG gang. I'm putting my town on the map. Wild West Midland. Always trust in God and put my faith in Jesus Christ. I have no religion, but to God your will I'll give my life. Never mess around with the dark arts, ask them what's that passion of Christ. Who Jah bless, no man can curse, no man can take my life. I'm blessed, I'm forever blessed, cause I know God got my soul, I can never stress. That's why when I touch the road, no contest, I'm the best. Shut up. Come on. There's always someone badder in it, remember? Always. Someone badder. There's always someone badder. Man, there's always someone badder. Always someone. Come on.
Risky K.
All right, so look right there, that was gang right there. So we're talking about the differences of music and the influence behind the music and stuff like that. So okay, when we talk about drill is, really known all around the world, UK drill. All right, but a lot of times it's like you got New York drill, you got Chicago drill, and certain things like that, where the message behind the music is more like, some may say they're just venting out, you know what I mean? There's like going through life situations rather than go out and do something physically. They say, I just put it in my lyrics. But we're talking about the responsibility in the music. So even though you may be venting, you're talking about, I want to go out and do this because I'm feeling a certain way. Somebody else may hear that energy now transfers to them, and they actually go out and do it. So the artist may say, well, I'm not perpetuating violence. I'm just making music. I'm just venting as a form of therapy for them. But to the listener now, they may turn this music on. Now they're vibing, they take this in their spirit. Now they come out and now they actually become physical. It becomes violent. So we're talking about the importance of the lyrics and the message behind it. So we just saying gang, and it said, who said good can't be gang? Let's talk about what inspired that record and what was that like? What was the process like coming up with this song?
Okay, so growing up, I was gang. I was in a crew. I wasn't an idiot, you get me? But obviously going into my spiritual development and becoming closer to God, I had to right my wrongs. I had to behave myself. I had to step away from that lifestyle. And it's not like I become a Christian. I've become spiritual. There's a big difference. I haven't got no lifestyle to follow. I'm following my own path. Do you know, like that? So there was a lot of people around me, a lot of girls, shall we say, that used to try and put me down for my spiritual growth. They used to try and mock me or kind of like take my kindness now for a weakness. Do you know what I mean? And I'm telling them, just because I'm spiritual, don't mean that I'm an idiot. Do you know what I mean? At the start, when you see me dragging the spade, I've buried my old self. My old self is gone. So for me to go and have to dig up my old self would have to be something very, very, very major.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So that's what that song's about, basically. Who said good can't get gang?
Right.
You get me? Because if I'm touched, I'm allowed to protect myself with all of my might.
Right.
I'm not no idiot. I'm a follower of Christ. We ain't idiots. We're warriors out here. Do you know what I mean?
Right. That's the thing right there. And that's another misconception people have. It's like, okay, because you're doing the spiritual path or you're trying to be positive, people take that as a sign of weakness, that you're a pushover, that, like you wasn't, like you said, I wasn't always this way. I came a long way. So a lot of times people don't look at it that way. They take like your kindness or, trying to do the right thing as a weakness. Like you're soft, so I can just step over you. You said a powerful thing, but we're actually warriors.
Yep.
And it takes a lot to be right in a wrong world, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Okay.
100%.
So
It's
let me,
harder to be good than it is to be bad.
yeah, that's
It's
real.
so much harder to turn the other cheek than it is to go and just take revenge out. It's
Right.
so much harder. It takes a form of inner power and inner strength. You
Right.
start building on your strength and your capability of coping with the bull. Do you know what I mean?
I definitely understand. So let me ask you, right? For the people that may be watching, right? The enemy will use anybody. So like you say, you're trying to stay focused. You're trying to be better. But there's some people that are trying to mock you. They're trying to pull that old person back out of you, right? We know the longer that you're doing it, the stronger you become. So it's like
Yeah.
the test is not as hard. But in the beginning, sometimes people can push your button. Now you wild out. Now you're
But
the
the
bad
test
guy.
becomes stronger.
The test does become
It
stronger.
becomes harder.
Becomes
They
harder.
come at you in different ways, more powerful ways, more ways more likely to make you switch. Ways that you could never believe they would actually come at you. You get me? But it's about realizing that you're in a matrix, you're in a game. It's however you react is what causes the situation. Like circumstances don't matter. It's my state of being that matters.
Right.
Do you get that? It's not the circumstance that matters. It's my state of being that matters. It's how I approach the situation that matters. It's the energy that I put into that situation that matters.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, I
So,
definitely understand.
so lately it's just ignorance. I just ignore the situation. I don't put my energy even into it.
Right.
I don't even listen to voice notes of people that I've got something to say. I don't even listen. I just forget it. There's no point.
I
Not like that.
I definitely understand. So how important for the people that may be watching, right? Because right now you're teaching, you're helping somebody right now. How important is protecting your peace? It's like in those situations where people are trying to get a rise out of you. They're trying to push your buttons. They're trying to get you to go back to the old you. How important and how beneficial is it in protecting your peace?
Very, very important because it's like a failure on your part if you slip. Let's say, all right, we get back to the radio signal. Let's say you
Right.
built yourself up here and someone's got you now back down to here.
Right.
You failed. You've just failed. Now you've got to start all over again to try and build yourself back up here. And now it's going to be harder to even get yourself back to here because you realize that you fell from here. So now you're upset already. You're upsetting yourself. You're upset at the situation. You're upset at the person. So it's better to just avoid even getting taken off your pedestal.
Right.
Put yourself on a pedestal. You are the thing. You are amazing. You're beautiful. You're powerful. You are. You get me?
Right.
Treat people how you expect to be treated as well. So in them situations, if someone's coming at you in a certain situation, think what's made them feel like this today.
Right.
I wonder what's pushed their buttons to make them want to push my buttons. Once you think like that, automatically you switched your whole persona, and now you're on a level of stillness.
Right.
Because now you're thinking deeper. You're not just reacting. You're thinking. Like that. So yeah, you start to. It's very, very, very important to protect your calmness, just to protect your aura. It's very, very important. I would say to meditate or just walk away or hang up the phone, ignore. If it's rude, It's antisocial, but it has to be done. It has to be done. You're number one. You're important. If you're not good, no one else is good.
Right. That's very true right there. So let's talk about your transition, right? Because we all have a past, we all have a future. We're in the present now, but we all have a past. Everybody has a future. So, like you said, back in the day, you were a little involved in a little gang activity, things like that. So let's talk about the transition. What got you through that? Because it's not always easy. Like when we talk about change, it's resistance. People want you to be back the old person. How did you get through those situations? And like, what were some of your hardest moments and hardest tests in your transition to where you are today?
Okay, so it's like I had a very big ego, and I didn't like. I didn't like to apologize for anything. I was one of them kind of people like who you looking at kind of attitude. But at home, I was raised very well. My mom and dad was married from when I was born. I was taught to have manners, respect my elders. I was very well brought up, but I was like with me, whatever I put my mind to, I'm very, very good at.
Right.
So as soon as I put my mind to the streets, I become good at doing street stuff.
Right.
I started realizing how I could make money on the streets. I started realizing how I could make a gang on the streets. It was my gang that I created myself.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And it's not like we went out and done anything bad either.
Right.
We just looked good. We just writ our name everywhere kind of thing. But then we started getting involved because we put ourselves as a gang. We started getting involved in gang activities.
Yes.
That's when the beef started going on and other girls wanted to come and clash with us, and it started getting messy, and I was a part of that. And because I'm not an idiot, I weren't making anybody take me for an idiot, so I got that kind of persona and the ego of road life, thug life kind of.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And I've got 7 brothers, so I was a tomboy growing up.
Okay.
I was surrounded by a lot of male energy, so I had that a lot around me, you know what I mean? So I was one of the boys. You get me, growing up and that. But getting out of it, the amount of fights and stuff that I was involved in, it wasn't me. It was horrible. It's not nice to look over your shoulder every minute and think that girls are gonna jump you, or you know what I mean? It's horrible. So trying to get out of that lifestyle is not easy if you're still on the streets and you're still doing certain things. So I put myself into education. I put myself into university. When I was 2 years into university, I got pregnant with my daughter, Lucy. She's 7 now. But she was a big turning point in my life. Once I had her, I realized that I can't have no girls coming for me and I've got a child.
Right.
That's dead. So I had to put my ego to the side and swallow my pride. And I had to go out and I had to apologize to these girls every girl that I ever violated or ever had beef with, or any man, anything that I ever done to anybody, I went and I found them and then I apologized for it, and sincerely, and I didn't expect anything back from them. And I had to swallow my pride, because it's not nice going up to someone and having to apologize for something that, remember, I don't like apologizing now,
Right.
So I'm having to go and apologize for something that more time I didn't even cause. But I'm just trying to level out the playing field now. Like, no more of this. I'm grown now. I'm trying to grow. I'm telling them as well, I'm spiritually growing. So for me to get to a certain level, I have to do this. I have to come out of my comfort zone, and I have to apologize and lay all my cards on the table and tell you that I'm sorry for anything that I may have caused. And even for the thoughts that were in my head, I apologize for that too. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. Yeah,
and you're dropping some real jewels on the people right here, because sometimes we feel like, well, I didn't do nothing. They did something to me, so we don't let it go. And that kind of stagnates our growth. So like you said, some of these situations you apologize just to smooth it over. I don't need this drama, whether you created it or not.
It's forgiveness. Forgiveness is one of the biggest things within spiritual growth. It's forgiveness. It's about forgiving yourself as well. And for me to forgive myself, I had to be forgiven by them.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
I
So that
definitely
was the
understand.
first move. No matter how it looked to anybody around me, my friends was like, "Don't do that. Are you dumb? Don't. Are you? No, 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 no." It's about me, my child, and my spiritual growth and my relationship with God, and
Right.
knowing that God is within every one of these individuals. That's how I approach them. Like, I'm not getting to judgment day and having to deal with our situation. I'll deal with it now. Let me come and approach you now and deal with our situation so it don't go any further. Do you
Right.
know what I mean? So I've dealt with my wrongs. I've fixed my yeah, I'm good. Do you know what I mean? I
Right.
feel good in myself. I've got nothing hanging over me. Like, I'm good, man.
Right. And that's the thing. It's like breaking the chains, being set
Yeah.
free from the past, from the wrongs, you know, from certain ill feelings. Somebody may violate you, put you in a bad situation. It's like, even though you didn't do it, you may be the victim, but it still lingers over you. It still is like, you know, certain times you flash back, it takes you back there.
Yeah.
Like, how does it feel going back, you know, clearing the slate with everybody? Like, you know, I forgive you. If I was wrong, you know, please forgive me. You wronged me, but I forgive you. I'm pretty sure it's much lighter now. You have much more peace. You're more
Listen.
happy now. Let's talk about it.
Listen, there's girls that I used to see out and it would be funk on sight, straight fighting.
Right.
No talking, straight fighting. No matter who you with, where you are, we're fighting. That's how it was. But now we see each other in the clubs and we're dancing and we're hugging and it's just amazing. It's beautiful and I'm inspiring other girls now to start coming together. It's like Birmingham now, it's like the girls that all used to hate each other are now able to be around in the same environment and be dancing and smiling and hugging each other. It's such a beautiful thing, and I'm happy to be a part of that. Do you know what I mean?
No, I definitely understand. So let me ask you a question. Sometimes God may give us a vision. He may give you an assignment and say, I need you to be the change in the world. And it's like we feel like, yo, I don't know how to start, or you know, I don't feel qualified. I don't even know how to start. But it's like, yo, God spoke to you. You went on your path. Looking back now at your growth, how does that feel? Because sometimes in the beginning, we don't always see it. So like you said, now I'm influencing other girls, whereas like a lot of women were fighting, a lot of conflict. Now you're almost like the trendsetter. Where it's like, it's cool to forgive. It's cool to, we can come together. How does that feel for you? You know, trusting God and going through that process and now seeing the manifestation. How does that feel?
It just makes me feel like faith. Faith is real. Faith works. Faith. It's about faith. I've just got ultimate faith now. Like I'll have a feeling or a thought. It's not even like it's a direct word. It's a feeling or it's a thought to go somewhere or to do something. And you see, when I do that, someone will be there that I was meant to speak to, or that something was meant to happen. It's like a dance that I went to. I weren't gonna go. I ended up going, and then girls that I used to beef with was in there, and now I've got their numbers, and we're partying together now. We're phoning each other, what you doing, what you wearing, how you doing your hair. You
Right.
know what I mean? It's beautiful. It's so nice,
Yeah.
and I feel like I just feel the power in God. I feel the power in Him, and I see Him shining through people daily, daily.
Wow. Wow. And that's powerful right there. I got another video I want to play because we're talking about the power of God. We're talking about the process, trusting God along the way. This one right here is deep. It's a deep message. It's called Near Death. So we're going to play the Near Death. We're going to talk about what inspired the record and how
Okay.
did you come up with it. So I'm going to have you introduce Near Death right quick.
Okay. This one's called Near Death. It was produced by my producer Rocka, and inspired by a true event that happened to me while I was with my sister. So I edited this video as well myself. I hope you enjoy this.
All right, here we go.
Dearest Heavenly Father, tomorrow and always. I'm near death, pulled into darkness, life just started. Got no more breath, nearly departed, just can't heart it. I hear her voice, she panics, says she shouts, Jen, breathe. Think about Lucci, I'm in the darkness, Jesus, please. I've got a daughter, I need to get back there, she needs me. A lamb to slaughter, I don't know why, but evil fears me. So God needs me, He made me bring this back to you. I'm just a messenger, I pray you find that God in you. Back to the story, I was fighting for my life. As I was pulled away from consciousness, I couldn't see no light. And I heard my sister's voice, and that made me want to fight. Surrounded by pure darkness, all I wanted was my life. I pulled myself back, and I caught that next breath. Now I can hear my sister crying as I'm squeezing on my neck. This can't be how it ends. Now this can't be Jesus, please. This all just happened way too fast. It's took me to my knees. Then I heard an angel's voice, or was it? I don't know. He spoke me back to life with the most gentlest approach. Man, I was fighting to get back, even though an allergic reaction, it was a spiritual attack. Yeah, I know there's those that want to see me go, so they can claim their fame and fortune if I politically croak. Take note. I'm a sister, daughter, mother. I'm a cousin to so many. I'm a good friend, I'm a lover. I wouldn't wish this shit on no one, because I know about the facts. Life's quick to become an omen when that karma bites you back. If you want to play the deck, go left, I'm happy going right. I live my life with Jesus Christ, it's He who holds my life. I'm frontline now, I hope you're ready for this power. They say what doesn't kill you now can only make you stronger. I'm good, I'm blessed, I'm literally protected. I'm heaven, I'm sent, I'm spiritually connected. I'm reborn now, I'm pure, I'm opening doors. I'm reaching higher levels I ain't been to before. I'm perfect, yo, I'm the happiest bitch. I don't swear in my music, but this is some real ass shit. Yo, I don't think you understand. I've experienced death, I've even held it in my hands. I've experienced death, I think it's happened for my fans. I've experienced death, not only woman, now human.
Wow, that's a powerful video right there. When I first seen that video right there, the only thing I could say was wow, because it's like, yo, your vulnerability, you're being honest in the track right there. And it's like sometimes in those moments, it's like God may bless us. We may be in a situation where it feels like all hope is lost. God brings us out, and it reminds us that I'm here for a purpose. I'm here for a reason. So let's talk about your near-death experience and what that means to you, because you said it was inspired by a true story. So let's talk about that moment and what inspired the record. Like, what made you want to voice this and put this out?
Okay, so part of my spiritual development was to actually tell a lie. I was drinking alcohol excessively because I used to party a lot. Right. So when I would drink, I would mix my drinks, and more time within the last, I'll say 2 years, I would, after every time I would go out and party, I would be in the hospital on the drip.
Wow.
And I would be vomiting up blood. It would get that excessive where I'm vomiting blood. So that was happening, like, I say it happened about 6-7 times. So I said to myself now, all right, my body's not handling this anymore, so I need to stop. So I detoxed my body for 30 days, just water, vegetables and fruits for 30 days. And then my sister invited me down to a friend's launch event in London. Right. So we went down there, and as we've got there, I've had a glass of champagne.
Okay.
And it was a bit chilly. It was at a garden party, so I had a shot of rum.
Okay.
And within an hour, not within, I'll say 20 minutes, about 20 minutes, half an hour, I'm itching. Anywhere where I had clothing or it was a bit warm, right, I was itching. And my sister's like, stop it. I'm like, I can't help it. I really can't help it. So we went to the toilet and it just got worse. And then it felt like my mouth was swelling out and everything, like it was horrible. So I realized I'm having an allergic reaction.
Right.
So my throat started to close up. I started to get a rash all over my face. Um, I needed to get to a hospital, but no one was getting me to a hospital. They're telling me to go and lie down upstairs and I'll be all right. And then people are telling me I'm a nitty. That means that it's someone who's taking drugs.
Right.
You know what I mean? So my mind was everywhere. I'm just thinking, I just need help right now. So I've looked at my sister and I'm like, sis, I'm dying. I need help. So, because they made us park the car far away from where the party was, one of the people, the event planners, helped us get back to her car, which now my throat was about this small. She's put into her sat nav, the hospital. We've been left alone now, it's just us two. We're driving down country roads in London. She's trying to get us to the hospital. I've asked her how long it's going to take. She said 6 minutes. I said, I'm not going to make that. I'm not making 6 minutes. So I've told her to phone my mum and I need to say goodbye to my mum. She's telling me no. I don't know what she was thinking. So I'm telling her I need help now. Right. There's no 6 minutes. So I'm telling her, pull over, get help. I'm trying to crash the car. Anything to make her understand how serious the situation is. Right. So she's got through to my mum. As soon as I heard my mum's voice, I've got pulled out of my body. Like the sensation of being pulled full force from the back of your head. Right. Out of my body into darkness. Now, I know that when you die, you see a light. Because when I was younger, I had a near-death experience when my brothers was pushing on my chest. There's a game what you play. Right. You take breaths in and then you push on someone's chest and they faint. Right. They done that to me and I had a near-death experience. And I saw a light and I was going towards the light. And as I went to the light, I woke up and everyone was around me. Right. So I know that feeling. So when I went into darkness, I realized that I ain't going nowhere. I'm not ready. Right. So I'm hearing, I could just hear my sister's voice saying, think about your daughter, think about your daughter. As blissful. In that first moment, it was so blissful, I would have went. But right. If I didn't hear her voice, but because I heard her voice, I was fighting. So now I'm fighting, I'm screaming in this dark place. I'm saying, please, I need to get back to my daughter. Please don't take me now. It's not my time. I've got things to do. Like, I'm not ready. So I hear the voice getting louder and louder. So I get back, deep breath, I'm back in my body for about 3 seconds and then again, back into darkness. So the second time I'm in the darkness now, it's more calm. Right. And I'm like more talking now, like, okay, I can't die. Okay, what am I gonna do? I can still hear my sister's voice in the distance. So I'm just trying to build up strength to get closer to the voice. It's not even like, I can't explain it. It's like a power to try and get to the voice. It's not like me getting there in steps. It's like a power to get there. Right. Do you know what I'm saying? So yes. I started hearing a soft whisper, like an angel, saying, you can do this. Breathe. Come on. Breathe. Come on. You can do this. So I'm following this voice, but it's not as hard now to follow this voice. Right. It's more easier. So as this voice is leading me closer to the light, as I'm coming into the light now, I've come back into my body. Right. So I can feel, my eyes ain't open, but I can feel 2 people have got me up like this. I can feel my sister's behind me. She's hugging me, crying. And then again, out of my body. And then I remember waking up in the ambulance. And then, they tried to separate me and my sister. I didn't want that to happen. And they treated me like dirt in the hospital. They left me out in the waiting area after I just died. Right. My body's spasming. I'm getting electric shock all over my body. My body's clenched, my fingers and my toes, everything's clenching up. Right. And I'm in the waiting room with everybody. Everyone's looking at me. It was horrible. Wow. I had a big rash all over my face and everything. And then they discharged me within an hour. I was in the waiting room for about 3 hours.
Okay.
And then they done a few tests, said it was allergic reaction, then discharged me. And then we had to drive back from London to Birmingham, which is like a 2 hour drive,
Right.
in at about 3 o'clock in the morning. And we're just looking at each other crying, like, what just happened?
Right.
Can't believe it. So after being traumatized, I was unable to sleep for about 2 nights. And this song was just in my head, repetitive. Like, I don't think you understand. Like, it took me about 15 minutes to write that song there.
Wow.
It just flew. And then once I got that off my chest, I was able to sleep again.
Right.
It was amazing. So yeah, after that situation, I become way more spiritual. Stop drinking alcohol. Don't touch it no
Right.
more. I don't like it. I don't want it nowhere near me. I party much less. I'm more involved in my music and bringing my business into fruition. Do you know what I mean? Like my
That's awesome.
focus is more on point now. I
Right.
ain't playing no more games.
Nah, I definitely understand that, and that's definitely a powerful testimony right there that people need to hear, right there. Because a lot of times it's like when we in the entertainment industry, right? It's like we're partying, it's social. So a lot of times it's like people drinking. Sometimes drugs are involved. They may be smoking marijuana, maybe popping pills. And it may gradually escalate. So a lot of times it's like in the beginning. I know when I was an artist and I'm partying, I'm doing shows and stuff like that. One thing that people don't know is a lot of drugs around. So if you don't have a strong mind or you don't have a purpose, you can sometimes get caught up or pulled off your path. But in the beginning, we also trick ourselves and think, okay, I can handle this. Just having a good time. And it's like now, we're indulging more, indulging more, indulging more. And now we realize we're neck deep into an addiction or neck deep into trying to escape. We want to numb the pain. We want to whatever the case may be. Sometimes it's like you gotta. Now I'm not sure if you ever experienced this, but it's like sometimes to be the character, to be the role, everything people expect, you have to be drunk, you have to be high because you may be
Yeah,
shy, all these things. So now you're taking all these things in, and it's like it's
yeah,
not who you are. And the next
yeah,
thing you have one of these experiences. I almost OD'd. I fell asleep. I blacked out driving home or whatever the case may be. God brings us through, right? It's because he has a purpose for us. But a lot of times, let's talk about it. You said you had this experience and you never wanted to touch the drink again because this almost could have killed you.
yeah.
Right. So after you come back, you experience that. Never gonna be the same again. Like, yo, I'm not gonna do that again. How does it make you feel, right? When you see people, the dangers all around. Their eyes are closed. They think it's just innocent. We're just having fun. The dangers around not knowing, because once you go through experiences like these, your eyes become open. When you're spiritual, your eyes are open. So you see the dangers that other people don't see. They may think I'm just having a good time, but you're looking like, okay, down the road, this right here, I see a pitfall.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about that. Being in the industry. Let's talk about the drugs. Let's talk about the drinking. Let's talk about the sex. All
Yeah,
these dangers
yeah,
that's
yeah,
perpetuated.
yeah. Okay, so it's like um after that experience, I realized not even after that, it's like I'm never I don't know everything. I'm always learning. There's always something new to learn. So after that experience, I learned about the Jezebel spirit. I learned about um alcohol, which in Arabic is a soul-eating demon. Do you know what I mean? And that's only after this experience that I learned about these things. It's like it come to light.
Right.
So now when I see people drinking and it hurts me because when you drink, you're opening up your aura and you're being receptive to spirits able to come and attack you, to bring you down, to even attach themselves to you and to live a life with you, which you don't realize that spirits are walking and lying down with you. People are getting held down at night and not realizing they're walking and talking and breathing with spirits. They need saving. It's deep. It's very, very deep. The Jezebel spirit. I learned about her through a dream that I had. Now, if it wasn't for this dream, I wouldn't have knew to research this spirit. So I'm in a house, and like I have bad, I used to have really bad nightmares, and they haven't come back once I've realized that when you pray before you go to sleep, nothing can trouble you. You're protected. The angels are guiding you. The angels are over you. Nothing can harm you. So my nightmares haven't really occurred. So when I had this nightmare, I was aware straight away in my dream. So it's me and my sister in this house, and there's a spirit, a ghost, a naked lady. She was grey, and she was twitching, and she was running after me and my sister. And as I became aware in my dream, I thought, there's no more time to be scared. You've got God. What are you scared of? So I've turned to her and I've grabbed my sister. I've said, stop. And I've put my hand out because we was running upstairs at the time. So she's at the bottom of the stairs. I've turned to her and I'm looking at her and she's about to run to us. I've put my hand out and I started saying the Lord's Prayer powerfully. And the more I was saying it, the more powerful that it was getting. And my sister started joining me. And then the spirit just started retreating. She started running down the stairs. Then as we got into the basement, we're getting closer to her with our hands drawn to her. And we just approaching her. And she started screaming. And then she just combusted. And then when I woke up, it's like I realized that I'm meant to be exorcising these demons from people. This Jezebel spirit out of all of these beautiful ladies that have got this spirit within them. And she's after you, she's after me still. She sends people to come to me. Like there's girls that will come to me and that will like perceive to be my friend, but they're not. Do you know what I mean? Like, but I can see them from a mile away now. Before, I would have brought them in, they would have been closer than they needed to be, but now I can see them from a mile off. Do you know what I mean? So after this dream, my sister's phoned me. She's like, oh my God, I've just watched the video. I said, really, about what? She said, the Jezebel spirit. I said, what? I said, I dreamt about her last night. She said, what do you mean? I said, for you to phone me now and talk about this spirit, I know for a fact that was her that I exercised in my dream last night. Me and you was in the dream and we both exercised that. So she come to me and we both researched the spirit together and we got to know the spirit and how powerful this spirit is and the influence of the spirit and how she's sex hungry and infidelity and all of this, you know, the gold digging and all of this kind of things. It's all of that. It's envy, lust. It's all of that, and it's powerful.
Very powerful.
And a lot of people, when you're down on these low vibrations, you're basically a vessel for these kind of demonic entities to come and influence your body. So you're basically a pawn for them to use against people like me.
Right.
You unknowingly, you don't even know why you're approaching me or why you're saying the things you're doing or why you want to hurt me, but you're a pawn for them. They're playing through you, and I can see it from a mile off, but other people, they can't see it. Right. And they're thinking, why is my best friend doing that? Or why is my loved one doing that? Not realizing that they're just pawns. Have you watched The Matrix?
I've watched The Matrix.
Have you watched how the agents can jump from body to body to body?
Right.
It's just like that. It's the world that we're living in.
Wow. Yo, you're talking real right there. I definitely know spiritual warfare is real. Definitely know demonic possessions are real and stuff like that. You said a powerful thing through dreams, right? Some people may have dreams and stuff like that. Do you remember, or what type of prayer do you say for the people that may not know how to pray that prayer?
In that prayer, I said, our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Remind me.
Sorry, I was just
Slipped. Sorry, my head's just gone blank.
No problem.
Yeah, it's the Lord's Prayer. That's what I say. Also, you don't have to say the Lord's Prayer. Speaking with God is just like speaking to your dad on the phone.
Right.
That's how we're meant to be speaking to God. Is like we're picking up the phone and we're speaking to our Father. We're not meant to hang up straight away after we've asked for what we want to ask for and said what we want to say and just hang up the phone. We're
Right.
not meant to do that. We're meant to sit and wait for the message, for the answers to come through. And lo and behold, they do. When you sit and you wait and you're actually praying and you're sincere, God, remember, God's been with you for the whole day, so He's felt what you felt. He's seen what you've seen. He knows things that you don't even know. He's felt how other people felt in situations that you were in. So you just sitting down and just talking to Him, become best friends with Him. Do you know what I mean? That's the kind of relationship that we're meant to be having with God. It's not about reciting a prayer.
Right.
You know what I mean? There are certain prayers that are powerful for certain situations. But when it comes to yourself and your self-healing and your relationship with God, you make your own personal relationship with God. You talk to God how you want to talk to God.
Right.
You cry with God. You laugh with God. Remember, God's got a sense of humor. You're made in His image. So if you find things funny, He finds things funny. If you cry at things, He's crying at things. It's that simple. You know what I mean? So once you get to realize emotions and how powerful they are and what they really mean, if you're making someone else cry, God's crying through their eyes as well.
Right. That's very true right there. And again, with the Jezebel, right? There's a lot of times in the music right now, sexism in movies, music, sexual perversion, things like that. So people, they don't know, they're listening to this music, they're feeling sexy. Like, okay, boom, it's just music. Now they're a little more promiscuous. Now they're dealing with things that they normally wasn't dealing with. Let's talk about how powerful that spirit is in 2022 now, where it's like normally you turn on the radio, everything is sex, 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 no commitment, no relationships.
Yeah.
All the good things are out the window.
Yeah.
You're just hooking up, sneaky links. Let's talk about that, and let's talk about the assignment of the enemy with that spirit. Like, what was that spirit created for?
The Jezebel spirit is created to it's created to take us females and males, actually, to all of us. It's to take us off our path to what's right. It's to make us lust, to make us want, to make us greed. It's to make us become envious. And as females now, everybody's a freak. Everyone wants to twerk. It's horrible to see, and it's like a follow fashion thing. Everyone wants to be like that one idol. It's the idyllic. It's like worshipping idols. We're not meant to be doing that. We're meant to be worshipping God, not idols. We're not meant to be trying to look like Nicki Minaj or Kim Kardashian, which you're getting a lot of now. Every girl's getting their bum done. They're getting their lips done. They're getting their face all enhanced. They're getting everything done to themselves. When they're beautiful, they've got their own beauty. They're made unique. If you do want to do enhancements to make yourself feel more beautiful, do that, but do them for the right reasons. Don't be doing it to be for vanity. Do you know what I mean? But in a way, it still is vanity to enhance your looks in any sort of way, isn't it?
Right.
So yeah.
Wow. Okay.
But
So
as it is in the lyrics as well, and bashment is one of the worst. Bashment music is one of the worst. Rap now, it's not the same how it used to be. Not at all. I can't turn the radio on and let my daughter listen to the radio because you don't know what's going to be coming on daytime radio. It doesn't make no sense. The music videos as well, the imagery, what they're putting out there. Little Nas.
Wow, nah, too much, too far gone. He's an agent.
Spirit.
Right.
That's the Jezebel spirit within a man.
Right.
Do you see it? Do people see this? It's like they're making it cool to worship the devil.
Right.
It doesn't make no sense.
Very true.
It doesn't. If the devil exists, so does God.
Right.
If they're pushing all this stuff in your face, there's an agenda. What's the agenda? What are they trying to do? What are they trying to cause? What are they trying to stop for you?
Right.
because it's about you. It's not about everybody else. Stop thinking about everyone else now. Start thinking about yourself, because you're the drop that's gonna create the ripple through your actions. Everybody's gonna follow. Be the shepherd. Don't be the sheep. It's
Right.
time for us to wake up and stop being sheep. Start creating our own individuality, and through that, people will follow.
Right.
And we are many water drops, and we can create many ripples.
Many ripples. That's very true right there. And I want to talk on low esteem and stuff like that with the social media. Everything is trending now. Like you said some powerful things, the enhancements. Everybody want to look like the next person, where they say this is their standard of beauty. Beauty is this. So if you don't fit in that bubble, a lot of people, male and female. So now we start to question our worth. We start to question our value because they're dictating what's appealing. They're dictating what's beautiful. So now if you're not confident in yourself, because we were all made in God's image, we were all wonderfully created, uniquely made. So the beauty lies within us. But if you don't know that, if you don't see this beauty in you, it may have been you may have been through some abuse, you may have been through some traumatic experiences, or whatever the case may be, insecurities now. We don't see the beauty in ourselves. So now we're looking at what society says is beautiful. Now we have low esteem. Now we don't know who we are. Now we're just going with the flow. We're, like you said, we're the sheep now. We're not thinking for ourselves. We become programmed. How important is that to have self-identity, to have that self-love and confidence in who you are? And how does that help in a world where they're trying to program, where everybody looks the same? Everything is cookie cutter. This person is trending. So now everybody wants to sound that way. Everybody want to look that way. How important is that relationship and having confidence in your own self-identity?
It's very, very, very important to have your own identity. And you shine straight away as soon as you even have the idea of becoming your own self today. You start shining, people start looking at you straight away.
Right.
I will walk down the road and people are just looking, people are in their cars, like, and it's not about how I look, it's about how I feel. Do you know what I mean? You're not shining through what your appearance. You're shining through your soul, and people are seeing that subliminally. Do you know what I mean? It's very important, because as our fingerprints are unique, that's how unique we are. As much as this person's doing that and that person's doing that, you should be doing you. You've got your own God within you. You've got your own power source of ideas and stuff that can flow from you, but they are dulling you down to a point through this music and media to where you don't know who you are anymore. You think everybody's above you. You think this person on Instagram's got this, they've got that, so they must be here. When it's not that. It's not that at all. And it's because of the media. That's one of their biggest weapons in keeping us down here. And making us think we're unworthy, and making us do stupid things to try and get to that position when it's not that. All you have to do is turn within, and then you will become everything you was meant to be and beyond, where people will start looking at you and you'll start getting recognized, and you won't even believe it yourself. They won't even believe it. Like, what have you done? What do you do? What have you got? It's nothing. I'm following God. I'm finding God. I've found God within me, and I'm shining out now. I'm bringing him out to the world, and through that, people are going to see God within you and not realize what it is. They're going to ask you what it is. They're going to need it, not realizing that they've got it themselves.
Right.
It's that deep, and that's what they're hiding from us within this music.
Right. That's the thing. Right there. It's like we all were created for a purpose. And it's like people attached to each one of us. You may win 1,000 souls. This person may win 900. There's people that's depending on your testimony, people that's depending on you to not give up. So for the people that's watching, right, they may not understand that part of it, right? Let's talk about answering the call, being a witness, being a light. Like you said, allowing God to shine through you to change the world for the better. How important is that to you and your mission and what you stand for?
Okay, so it's very important, because I have always belittled myself. belittled my past, belittled my story. But if I didn't go through the things that I went through and I didn't experience or feel, I wouldn't be who I am today. I wouldn't have a story to tell. Everybody has gone through their own separate experiences. They've got a story. I want to know about it. Like if you tripped over and you hurt yourself, and how did it feel? How did you trip? Like people want to know. We can avoid certain situations knowing from someone else's story.
Right.
It takes for someone to just tell their story, just say who you are, how you felt, how it affected you. That can help someone else, because as a child I grew and I learned through watching my siblings make mistakes.
Right.
So I was wise before my time. I didn't make the same mistakes that they made because I saw the consequences that happened from what they did. They would do something and get a beating, and I wasn't getting that beating, so I'm not doing that. And I'm a good girl. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So words don't teach. More time, it's action. So you can tell someone this, that, but if you ain't lived it, there's no point.
Right.
It's your actions that make you who you are. It's the way you deal with situations, the way you grow from situations that make you who you are, that makes you into that character that's able to talk, that's able to have the confidence. Do you know what I mean?
I definitely understand. Yeah, and that's the thing. You have a powerful testimony, and it radiates from you. So let me ask, if you had to put it in your words, right? It's just a little bit of your story. Like if you was, at the back of the book, it tells you this is what the book is about. The little,
Yeah.
paragraph. So if we had to tell your story in your own words, if someone was to say, "Who's Genny?" What's your response?
I'd say Genny is a soul that was saved at a very critical time. And that rescue has led to an amazing ripple that is growing and growing and growing. There's nothing that is not achievable in my eyes right now. I'm capable of anything. So just look out for Genny. That's all I can say. I'm a force to be reckoned with, to be honest.
Right. And that's the thing. And I can see in the future you're going to touch a lot of women, change a lot of things, a lot
Yeah.
of break free a lot of women, and
Yeah.
empower a lot of women. And that's hard in the industry. So let's talk about that. Standing on your own. You're doing it independent.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it their way. I'm actually here to disrupt their agenda. I'm actually here to, snatch these souls that they're trying to enslave. They're big business. We want to impoverish y'all. We want to have you bipolar. We want to have y'all in low esteem. We want to have y'all in misery. You're coming to set people free. You're coming to empower people. You're coming to turn them and direct them to God. What is that like for the people that's on the outside? They may not have the courage. They may not have the strength. It's like, it's not popular. It's kind of the lonely road, so to say. What is your experience been?
It is. It's definitely the lonely road. And you know what? It's like starting off, it was so hard. It was so hard. But it's like faith. I'm doing it for a certain reason. I'm not doing it for the money. I'm not doing it for the fame. I've got a message that I've got to get out. So I have to, like I said, push my pride to the side once again. Had to bury my ego. It's not about me anymore. It's about God. So in them lonely moments, I had to realize I'm not on my own. That there's a higher purpose, and then there's an end goal. Do you know what I mean? So it gave me more power and more drive to do what I was meant to do. And still now, it gives me that drive. Sorry, I lost myself. I was meant to say so. What was I meant to say? I lost myself.
Oh, no,
But
you get. We was talking about taking not compromising and doing it God's way versus the normal way. But
yeah,
like so
yeah.
standing out and
But then
being
you've got people that were telling me to do it this way. Oh, sex sells. Do this, do that. No, 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 no. I can't do that. If I'm gonna come into this game and be working for God, I've got to come into this game from the start and come correct and not fall and not be swayed in any way, shape, or form. I can't have anybody looking at my music in any way and saying, oh, but she's done that, but she's done that. Nah, everybody's got a pass, but I've come into this music game at the right time and with the right mindset and with the right message and with the right, I've come with the right reason. And I've been, like you said, it is a calling.
Right.
It's a calling, and I feel like I'm a vessel when I write my lyrics.
Wow.
I feel like I listen back to my lyrics and I'm like, what? I read that? What's going on there? I can't believe I read that. Rewind that. And I'm listening and I'm like, whoa.
Wow.
It blows my mind. So it's that powerful. You start becoming a vessel.
Right.
You start actually channeling messages that ain't even my words, bro. They're not my words, bro. Trust me.
Wow.
They're coming from a higher source. I'm telling you that now. And there's tunes that I've done that are connecting and it doesn't make sense. And in tunes I've said independent defeat, which I didn't mean to even say. It weren't written in there for a reason. I didn't know that I wrote it. So I'm listening back and I'm like, raw. So for me now, this independence, I'm not independent. I am, but I'm not. I've got God with me, and now it's shining bright. And my team over the last week has built up so rapidly.
Right.
Now I'm bringing independent people together, and we're creating a platform where we're no longer independent. We're now a team of independents.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? And we're taking over.
Right.
We're defeating the industry. We don't need to sign and sell our souls to get our message across. We don't need to be not recognized. We are recognized, and I'm going to help people to be recognized. I'm going to help people to shine bright. I'm going to help them to find their own individuality and their independence. If I can do it, anyone can do it.
That's very true. That's very true. And that's the thing. You said a powerful thing. So with that movement that you're creating, right? I'm definitely all for that. I definitely support that because I see the dark side. I was an artist first. I'm one of the ones that seen it like, no, I'm not going to compromise. Also, on the other hand, do have a call on my life, and I do understand spiritual warfare and setting people free and stuff like that. I can't speak for you, but I can speak for me. It was times in my life where I didn't understand the importance of my call. Didn't understand, the magnitude of how many
Same.
souls were at stake. And it
Same.
was right. It was times where it's like, and I would question and say, God, why me? This person is doing it. They're getting the fast thing. Everything is happening for them. Why am I convicted? Why am I the one that feels bad? Have you had those moments where it's like in the beginning, when the call is first coming, and it's like, yo, God, why me? It almost feels like you're being punished. But then you realize you're being rewarded. You've been chosen and set apart.
Listen, my calling, it was coming in so strong. And when I say my calling, yeah, I was seeing the time at 11:11.
Wow.
11:11. Every day, twice a day, 11:11. I'd walk past places, the number of the door, 11:11. I'll be staying in the hotel room, 1111. I'll get into a taxi driver's car, his number on his badge is 1111. That's how strong my calling was. So I was getting called for about a year.
Right.
And then I started telling people, I keep seeing 11:11. Then it got to 2222.
Wow.
0303. It would get to 1441, 1414. I started seeing all types of codes.
Right.
Until it got to a point where I'm like, Dad, Mom, Sis, I keep seeing these codes. What do I do? So we started researching. It's only angel numbers.
Angel numbers.
And they've got codes for every time that shows up. There's a message behind every single number. So every number I'm seeing, I'm meant to be reading a message. Right. So now that I got this information, every time I'm seeing the numbers, I'm reading the message behind it, and it's like, what? Right. The answering any questions that I needed answered, the guiding me, the angels are here, and the active. So when you've got that active guidance in your life, and when I say I'm communing with angels on a daily, I ain't messing around. I'm literally communing with angels on a daily. Well, it's got to the point now where I see them. I'm seeing bright lights. Like, you know, when you're sitting there, you see something at the corner of your eye.
Right.
It happened, all right, it's been happening for about 2 years now. I've been seeing these bright lights. Actually, it's been a bit longer, about it's been actually longer than that.
Uni.
Since university. Because I remember I went for a reading and I told the lady about it and she told me that it's actually angels. Before I even said it, she said, she said, you got something to ask me? I said, yeah. She said, yeah, you do see them. I'm like, huh? I said, I see them. So it's what I think it is. She said, yeah, it's angels. You're seeing them. Don't be scared. Don't be alarmed. They're always there. They're watching you. You've got an army of them. So back to the story. I see these lights I see them, but lately they used to, like, when I look, they'll disappear. But lately I look and they'll stay for about 2-3 seconds and then fade out. And then sometimes now it's not just a dot, like an orb. Now it's becoming like streaks of light.
Right.
But it's like the more in my spirit I am, is the more receptive to seeing these things or to getting these channels. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like if I've been out and I've been with my friends while they're partying and I'm getting involved in certain things for a couple of days now, I'm not receptive to none of this. My body's just,
Right.
so I'm trying to avoid that as much as I can now. I'm trying to go to bed when I need to go to bed, but that's a myth because my mind's all over the place. It's hard for me to sleep because I got so much ideas and so much things going on. I just want to get them all down.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
Wow. Very powerful. That's very powerful right there. And that's the thing. Now you're walking in purpose. When you're walking in purpose, it's hard to get distracted because, like, you know why you're here. You know what God intended for you to do. So it's like when these things try to come and pull you, it's easy to see the distractions. How important is it to stay focused? Like you said, certain things is like hanging out. Certain things is like you see, okay, this is not beneficial for what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
So how important and how set apart do you have to be to stay focused and to stay in tune?
You have to be so antisocial. You have to actually become independent fully. You have to put yourself away. It's a part of spiritual growth. It's a part of it. It's a part of becoming who you need to be. You have to. Yeah. Listen, guys. It's the number one. Stay away from anyone or anything that's gonna put you off the end goal. Because you have to realize on our measuring stick now, let's say you've got this far now to get your dream car.
Right.
You've got this far to get a phone call saying you've got $1 million that's getting transferred into your bank account. You don't realize mad things happen, but from anywhere, don't think God ain't that good where he can just bless you with the best blessings. But let's say you get to here, your friend phones you like, oh, let's go out. But tomorrow, you could have been getting that phone call.
Right.
Now, all of a sudden, you've gone out. You're back down here. You ain't getting here again till probably next month because you're in your feelings. You're here, you're there. You're not where you was meant to be.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And that when you're going through them kind of situations, the number you start seeing is 1616. So look out for that.
1616.
Yeah, that's when you're not where you're meant to be. You should have been doing more.
Ooh. Wow, you're definitely teaching right now. So for the people that's watching, right, men and women, let's start with the men first, right? What advice would you give to the brothers? They may be watching this, right? They may be going through something. They may be trying to be better, or they may be lost. What message would you give the men?
I would say when people say to wake up, it just means seeing what is before you right now. It's about being conscious in the moment and not being up in your head. Start being conscious in the moment. Start reacting to situations in a way what's gonna better yourself, what you're gonna grow from, how you're gonna grow, how you're gonna even make out to try and shock people with your reactions now. You get me? Make it play a game. Start playing the game of life. Start getting to know yourself. Start getting to know your likes, your dislikes. Start so you know what to avoid and what to go to. Whatever you like is what you're meant to be heading to. You're meant to be doing the things that tickle your fancy. You're meant to be keeping yourself happy. Don't put yourself around anything that's going to bring you down. You need to start cutting off, start cutting ties, start thinking about yourself now. It's about you. If you're not good, no one else is good. And as a man, it's hard because people look up to you and you're meant to be the breadwinner and you're meant to have this and you're meant to have that. We all have to start from the bottom. We have to start from the bottom. And to become an OG, you've got to go through some situations, my brother. But you've got to overcome them, my brother. You've got to overcome them. You've got to approach these situations in a way where you're not never ever gonna have to deal with them situations ever again. Do you know what I mean? So start becoming conscious in the moment. Start dealing with things how you're meant to deal with them. Be conscious. Think before you act. Think before you speak. That's what I'd say.
Okay, and that's very powerful right there. Let me ask, right? In the back in the day, the original MCs, they were poets. They were also prophets. A lot of times
Yeah.
they were teachers,
Yeah.
right? I listen to when you talk. You can flow in the gift of prophecy, right? How long did it take you to realize the importance of your words, the power in your words? And how easy was it for you to flow into that? Because sometimes it's scary. What
Yeah.
was your transition like?
Okay, so as I started getting into the music industry now, as I started getting my music going, I started learning certain things in the Bible, how your tongue is a double-edged sword. But as I heard that, I knew it already. Certain things that you hear that are truth, you will feel it here. Because you know, with someone, if you say something bad, it cuts deep.
Cuts deep.
It cuts deep. To say words don't hurt, but they really do. To say words don't trigger, but they really, really do. So you have to be very gentle, very, very gentle with how you approach things, and you have to think before you talk. People try and get me to just spit on the spot. I can't do that. I can't do it. My body won't let me. I have to sit down. I have to write. It has to make sense. It has to have meaning. It has to have source. I can't just give you something off the top of my head. I'm not one of them kind of artists.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Even just to sit here now and try and give you a lyric, I probably wouldn't be able to do it.
Right.
It's something that needs preparing and it needs practice, and I like to be on point with what I'm doing. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's like, yeah, it's like that.
Okay. That's real right there. And for the women, right, to your sisters, what advice would you give them, or what words would you drop for the women right now? Because, like you said, there's a lot going on. What would you say to your sisters?
I'd say it's time to start dropping our egos. It's time to start loving each other and holding each other up like the women that we are. Start showing each other the love and respect that we actually need. Encouraging each other. Even a smile and a wave can change a lot. I've been out and it's been a standoff, and as soon as I smile, me and the girl are friends. We're probably exchanging numbers and stuff. So treat yourself as the queen you are. Be careful what you're listening to and the influences that are coming into your body. And just believe in yourself. And you're beautiful, you're powerful, and you're worth the world. You're worth the world. You're a creator. Do you know what I mean? So be that person who's an influence to others. Be that mother persona. You get me?
I definitely get you on that. So let's talk about the importance of familiarity. A lot of times it's like, we begin to change, but it's like, again, those old friends, these old places, these old things come back around. And it's like, you don't come around no more. People try to make you feel bad. You're on the path, you're trying to do better. So sometimes you separate. They try to bring you back, but it's like now you come back. They don't accept your growth. They want you to be the old person. Whether it's like you was the one that quit the fight. You remember they want to reminisce. They want to, that type of situation. So let's talk about how important it is avoiding that and how to not get pulled back to the old lifestyle.
So you see what I do? I would separate myself, but like to say, you play hard, no, you work hard, you need some playtime, you need balance.
Right.
So what I do, I separate myself and then I'll have a blowout. I'll just go and I'll have fun and I'll go and enjoy myself with my friends. You see, after that, my mind's back on my work. And you see, once my friends see that, that inspires them beyond all types of levels, all types of power that brings to my friends there. They're thinking, oh my gosh, you've been on it all that time. You've come out and you're able to just get straight back on it like that. What you doing? What you on? Get me on it.
Right.
Like that. And I'm happy to bring my friends on. This is why I've done this, because I'm trying to bring the best out of every single person. They're coming to me like, bring me on. I'm saying, no, what have you got to bring to the table?
Right.
You have to have something to bring to the table. You have got something to bring, but you have to find it first before you can come to me, because I've found it and I need you to be in my situation. I need you to be pushing as I'm pushing. I don't need you coming and jumping on my back. I need you to come and be on my drive.
Right.
Do you know, like that?
Right.
We're building with each other and we're blessing each other, and that's what it needs to be. We're not picking each other up. We're lifting, we're growing together, we're doing this, like that.
Wow, that's powerful right there.
And we're going worldwide as well. I've got artists in Nigeria. I've got connects in LA.
Right.
And UK as well. I've got a modeling agency in London. So yeah, we're doing big things.
Doing big things. And I'm definitely proud of you. Salute you for that as
Thank
well.
you.
All right. How many total projects would you say are out? I know it's the Genny from the Block project.
Yeah.
Is the new song that's out now, is that on that project or is that a new project?
That's a new project.
Okay.
That's a new project. That's a single, that is. But I've got a project which is an urban gospel album, what I've done after my near-death experience.
Right.
I dropped that on August the 27th, which is the real birthday of Christ.
Wow. It's getting deep.
Not Christmas. No.
Right.
So
Definitely.
yeah, I dropped it on that day, and the album is doing well. It hasn't had no bad feedback. It's got all good criticism, so I'm happy for that.
All right. And where can the people find that project? And can you say the title one more time for the people that might be
It's
streaming?
Heaven Sent Urban
Heaven Sent.
Gospel Album.
Okay.
You can find that on Spotify, Apple Music, all the major platforms. You'll find it. It's also on YouTube as well.
Okay. And that's Heaven Sent, an urban
Gospel album.
And that's by Genny, just Genny.
Yeah, Genny.
Cool. Got you right there. And the Genny from the Block, that was the mixtape.
Yeah, that was a visual mixtape that I done. That's the first thing that I come out with.
Okay. Dope. So going into 2022, the rest of this year, what can people expect from you, and where do you see your brand going in the near future?
I'm trying to make this into an empire.
Right.
So right now, the empire, the foundation's set. We're connecting with artists from all over the world. I'm going to be collabing with artists from all over the world this year. I'm looking to connect. It's just about connections. I'm trying to connect with independents. I'm trying to connect with models. I'm trying to connect with photographers, videographers, poets. Any talent that you've got, you're worthy, and we want you a part of our team. So that's what you can find from me this year. Also, I'm going to be venturing to LA, hopefully, God willing, to see my dad, because that's where he lives.
Okay.
He's just brought land over there. He's
Wow.
building the third Garden of Eden. So I don't know if you guys know about the Garden of Eden, but there wasn't just one.
Wow.
The first one was destroyed, so the second one was built, and now the third one is coming. And when the first one was built, it was through a calling.
Right.
My dad's got that same calling, and after the first one was built, Adam and Eve came down to the planet.
Right.
So after the third one now, only God knows what's gonna come. So that's exciting. I'm going to see the land and see
Right.
what's popping over there.
Very exciting right there. So let me ask, is it and does your dad still do music?
Yep, he's still
Okay.
doing music. He's still touring. He's a musical minister.
Musical artist.
Yeah, he's been doing weddings and all sorts of stuff, baptizing people.
Wow.
He speaks. His music's like mine, powerful. It's about God. It's about Jesus. It's about
Right.
saving souls. So we're on the same mission.
Same mission right there.
Yeah.
Any collaborations in the future with you and your dad, you think, down the road?
Oh my gosh, on the gospel album, we've got 2 collaborations.
Okay. On the gospel one.
Yeah, it's Life is a Miracle and My Opinion is on them 2 tracks.
Wow. What was
And
that
they're
like?
the tracks that are getting the biggest attention.
Wow. So
So
what was
look
that
at
like?
them on the album.
What was that like doing ministry with your dad? You both have the same calling. He inspired you in the beginning to be on the same record with him on your project. How does that feel?
Amazing, 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 amazing. Out of this world. I've done a song for him to show my appreciation. It's called Hero.
Wow.
That's out now on all major platforms as well.
Hero on all platforms.
Yeah.
For the people that may want to connect with you, what's the best way on social media? What's the best way to connect with
The
you?
best way to connect is through Instagram. I don't really go onto my Facebook, so there's no point in going on there. Through Instagram, just contact me. You can contact me through I am Genny, or you can go through Independent Defeat as well.
Independent Defeat as
Yeah,
well.
you can. I created my own website for this as well,
Okay.
and you can check out www.independentdefeat.com, and you can see the whole project and what we're doing and everything we're working on.
Okay, that's dope right there. So what I'll do is after the interview, in the description on YouTube, I'll put the links, the follow links in there on the Independent Defeat, the I am Genny, and then I'll put the website at the bottom.
Perfect.
And then I'll definitely also add your YouTube channel as
Thank
well
you.
so that they can click it and find you over there. Yo, but the thing is dope, yo. You know, God is always in control. That's one thing about it. I thought we were going to talk a lot about music. So we're going to talk about, but the thing is with this platform right here, it's all about people being able to share their story, to voice their story. And I'm definitely, even when it comes to booking the shows and finding talent and stuff like that, I'm always praying, God, send me a person with a story that may change somebody else's life. So it's like, yo, when I first found you and I'm looking at your music and I see, okay, you minister through music and stuff like that, and I'm listening to the music and I'm hearing the message, I got to be honest with you. I had no idea this interview would go the way it did. It's very powerful, and I know that God hears prayers, and somebody who watched this interview will be changed. They're gonna wanna follow you because what you're doing is needed in these last days. It's 100%. So I definitely take my hat off to you. But I would also like to extend the invitation down the road as projects as you begin to grow. Would you be interested in coming back to do an update where we can see what's going on with the independent?
Definitely.
Yeah, that's dope.
Anytime, man. Anytime. I would love to work with you. Would love to just talk about Independent Defeat with you.
Right, that would be
See
dope.
if we can actually get some connections going on.
Right. Let's set it up. Let's put it together because
do
again,
this.
yeah, it's definitely needed, and it's all about God's work. So
Trust
anything that I can do to help the movement and help God's mission, I'm all for that. So we can definitely set that up, and the next time we can focus on the Independent Defeat, and we can build on that as well. But I definitely appreciated you, and I definitely it was an honor to have you up here because I can tell you're anointed. I can tell that God's hand is on you, and you're doing a very good thing because it's
God
needed.
bless you, man. Thank you so much.
God bless you as well. So before we get to the new single, right, is there anything that we may have forgotten or we didn't talk about that you would like the people to know real quick?
No, I think we touched on things I didn't even expect to touch on, to be honest. This was the best interview I've ever done.
Wow.
Amazing.
God, to God.
Trust me.
Yeah.
All praises to the Most High.
All praises to the Most High.
All praises to the Most High, man.
And that's a fact. Do you have any shout outs, anything you would like to give?
I'd like to give a big shout out to my mom.
Salute.
She's my queen and she's my biggest critic, and I would not be here at the level I am right now if it wasn't for her. I'd like to give a big shout out to my dad.
Salute to your dad.
He's the man that made me who I am, and his power lives on to this day, and it will live on forevermore, because little do anyone know what is actually coming and the power that we're bringing through our music. So salute to my dad. I'd like to give a big shout out to my sister, who's my partner in crime, my partner in business, my partner in everything. I love her so much. And I'd like to give a big shout out to all the up and coming artists.
Right.
Big shout out. Keep pushing. Don't be deterred. Stay strong, stay focused. You're worth it, and you can do anything. You can move mountains if you really want to. Just keep the faith.
Oh, that's very true. Very powerful right there. So at this time, right, I want you to tell the people about the new single, what inspired the record real quick, where they can find it. And then once you finish, we're going to introduce the video. We're going to play it. And then we're going to sign off at that point. The video will play. We'll end it right there.
Okay, then.
All right.
So this song is called What's Love. It was inspired by a guy that made me feel worthless, basically. It actually made me feel worthless. It's like, I know what I'm worth and what I wanted in a relationship and, things like that. But it's like I got with a person who didn't want the relationship. He didn't understand my worth, basically. Like he weren't getting what I was on, he weren't on what I was on. Like, what's love? What do you mean, what's love, bruv? I'm giving you so much and I'm not getting nothing back in return. I don't like them things there. And for me, it's not motivating, so we might as well just leave it where it is. So yeah, this is what that song inspires. True events. Most of my music is true events. Well, all of my music's based off true events, yeah? So yeah, this is What's Love. I was so happy to be on the show. Thank you for having me.
I thank you. I definitely appreciate you.
And I hope you like this song. And stay connected.
Definitely. All right. Again,
Have an amazing night, everybody.
Yeah, definitely. I want to thank everybody that tuned in, whether you watched the live or if you watched the playback. We definitely appreciate you. We got Genny from the UK. She's doing big things, definitely representing God's work. So y'all be sure to support her. That's I_am_Genny_1111. Definitely be sure to support her on YouTube. Is it I Am Genny, or what's the handle on YouTube? On YouTube, be sure to support her. I have it in the links. Again, this is her latest single. It's called What's Love, and we appreciate everybody. Again, y'all have a blessed week, and we thank y'all. Thanks for tuning in. This is The Proof, and we love y'all.
Well, it was the end anyway.
On the track.
What's love got to do with it, please? It's been a week and you pop up in my dreams. When we speak, will be for hours, man, let's peak. Like we haven't spoken enough, and then I see you in my sleep. Like you can't get enough of me. You at my property, not dealing with me properly. What's love? I still give you company, my time, my attention. What more do you want from me? Better yet, you ain't looking to commit to me. You won't let me be, it's like you want a piece of me. Let me be, boy, I beg you, let me be. I ain't acting like myself and it's blatant to my family. What's love got to do with it, you tell me? Got me all up in my feelings, healthy. I ain't giving you heart no more. What? Huh? Hey, got to do with it, baby. A second-hand emotion. Got to do with it. planting seeds for me to settle in the dark with no dreams. I love hard and I've got a big heart, but I'm way too smart to be settled with a shark. Come on, could have been different if you said I was your only. To be honest, boy, I'd rather be your homie. Is it true that opposites attract? If that's a fact, we were never meant to go be. All I'm asking is that you try to understand me. I must resist the way you touch and demand me. I'm stepping back, gotta be the bigger person. It's a fact that my feelings keep hurting. I ain't trying to hurt you, my baby. I know my wife could be the right man's lady. The love's there, but you fight to admit. But I ask, what's love got to do with it? What? Huh? Hey, got to do with it, baby.